welcome to the Scholar Progenium. Today we've got another exciting bolt action battle report for you. We're playing Hold Until Relieved on a bombed out village in France, and it's going to be the French versus the Russians. Okay, so we're starting off with the French first. Sam's running the French. He's done something interesting. He's painted up some little French dudes with their berets. And then in the late war French, they were using American supplied equipment. So he's using just his American GIs for the standard riflemen in the squads, with the NCOs having their proud national hat.
No, it's a force I'm looking to expand. If I like the rule set, it makes sense.
You'll invest more heavily into
some
it.
Stuff into it.
Fair enough. So it's an interesting list with some interesting rules. We haven't seen them before, so I'm looking forward to seeing this. He's playing against JP's Russians. I don't know what JP's got, but Sam's defending. In Hold Until Relieved. So it's a heavy battle mission. Hold Until Relieved. Anyway, take us through the list in more detail.
So we'll start with the two 8-man squads of veterans. They are Brigade de Choc. They're all stubborn, and they have a BR in each squad.
Simple enough.
Simple enough. And then behind them we've got a regular squad, 10 men, light machine gun. That's it. And then to the side we've got the officer squad, an officer squad of 4 men.
Interesting.
So we got the second lieutenant veteran, 2 veteran buddies with him, and an intelligence officer, which I had to pay for separately, but he has to join that squad.
And what does he do?
So, for his special ability, you essentially at the start of the turn, before a dice is drawn, you can roll a dice. If you beat the value, you get that dice for free. As a veteran, it's a 3+.
So at the start of every turn, you roll a dice, and on a 3 up, you get the first.
Only
dice
happens once a game, though.
Oh, once per game. So
Any time.
Yeah, any time at the start of the turn.
Some dodgy bullshit, that's
It's expensive. That squad's like 100 points for a command. Well over 100.
Have they all got SMGs?
All got SMGs. I was like,
okay, that's
the
interesting.
idea was, because I had to take both, I was like, can you have a 2-man squad, or I can make a free SMG veteran squad out of it?
That could really do something interesting in this mission. We'll see how when he really needs it. Right, okay, so that's your HQ squad.
What else we got? Supports, which I'm going to include
Oh, you've got other infantry.
I have, but I'm including them to support. I don't expect much from them, to be fair.
Okay, fair enough.
So we've got a flamethrower team, regular. They are stubborn, as per the French rules, so I can make any infantry stubborn for a point if it's regular or veteran height.
That's cool.
So a sniper with 2 rifles. They have to take 2 rifles, and they're both stubborn.
Okay.
Nice. And then we got the inexperienced squads, where I get buy 2 get 1 for free. So to get them, so I've got 2 inexperienced squads just with rifles. These are just FFI squads.
5 man.
Just 5
inexperienced.
But,
they can hold objectives.
They're green, so they have a chance.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Then for the free squad I got, so it's a free 10-man squad, I equipped them with SMGs. So we've got 3 SMGs in that squad.
And you have to pay for those,
I had to pay for the SMGs, yeah. So it was 20 bodies for 74 points. It was pretty much a bargain, really.
Yeah, that's cool. That's really cool. So you've made use of all the French rules.
Oh, every single French rule is being in use today.
So, in terms of support vehicles, sorry.
Yes. So these both also have French rules, which is great. So it's a Greyhound. It's a standard Greyhound. So you get all your... So it's got the heavy machine gun, everything like that. Then we've got the Sherman, the M4A1, sorry. So he's just... I'm paid to get rid of the not fin sight, so easily catches fire. So he's just a medium tank, medium gun, 1. The 2 MGs.
Yeah, just a regular old Sherman, but he does easily catch fire.
Yeah.
Okay, fair enough. That's 11 dice, is it?
Mm-hmm. And for the vehicles, they will also, for their last rule for the French, might as well go through it now, they get a bonus to come onto the board.
Oh, from reserve?
From reserve. They get the American -1.
Unfortunately,
only in vehicles.
So you won't benefit from that, will you? Oh, you will?
Yeah, I'll benefit.
Oh, yeah, because you're, unless you put them in first wave, but no. If you put them in reserve,
I want to try every single rule the French have to offer.
Okay, so it's a research game, one might say. First French attempt for Sam. We'll see what the Russians have brought to try and attack and destroy the French defenders. Vive la France! So next up we have the Russians. Now this is quite the mad list. Only 10 dice. There's a lot of veterans here. That's 10 dice with a free squad. That's including the free squad. So, do you want to take us to a bit more detail, JP?
Well, the list came from me not bringing the correct models with me today. So this was the cheapest tank I brought with me.
I see.
So, let's start with the officer. He's a junior lieutenant, inexperienced.
Inexperienced.
We have the 12-man free rifle squad.
Nice.
We then have over here a 9-man Siberian veterans, 9-man squad, all paid for tough fighter. The sergeant has the SMG. Then we have a 5-man Siberian veterans, all SMGs with their Bren transport with the additional pintle mounted machine gun. We then have a 7-man SMG squad with sergeant, all
Again,
veterans. The medium mortar, a 5-man LMG team, double LMG, and then a sergeant with SMG, and then finally the ZIS-3, just regular,
Fair enough.
and the KV-2.
Okay, cool. Right, well, that is, what is it, 998?
998 it was.
Okay, and 10 dice. And you're attacking, so you get all your infantry on the board at the start of the turn, and vehicles come in from reserve. And no artillery pieces either until reserve. So the lads are playing Hold Until Relieved today. It's going to be a really interesting mission on our new urban terrain. Now, we've decided to go for just a central objective. You can make it a building on the centre line or something like that, but we thought we'd just represent controlling the village itself. So the point that you have to control to win the game, you have to have an infantry unit or an artillery unit or a transport containing one of those within 3 inches of that objective, and there can be no enemy units of any type within the 3 inches as well. So that essentially means you can block it for the draw by rushing a vehicle onto it late game, but you can only hold it for the win with your infantry, artillery or loaded transports. Okay, now we've got some heavy and dense terrain on this battlefield. So we're playing in a little bombed out, ruined hamlet as mentioned. We've got a larger building here, maybe it was a tavern, an inn, a little hotel. We've got various buildings just lining the road, some of them with gardens lined with walls, some lined with soft cover hedges. All of the buildings are going to count as obscuring, so you can't see through them, but you can see units that are within them and shoot out of them. They're all going to be rough ground, so the max you can move through them is 6 inches. So you can charge 6 inches into them, or you can advance and shoot 6 inches through them. The road is, of course, a road. In terms of trees, the sort of little bits of woodland on the edges of the village, if you see 3 or more trees, such as over here, and over here, that is obscuring soft cover and rough ground. So again, you can't see through it, but you can see in and out of it if you're in it. And soft cover, but only 6-inch movement. Vehicles can't go through that as well, that if they've only got wheeled vehicles. And then if it's 2 trees, it's just soft cover. Finally, we've got this sort of muddy, dried out, maybe it's got some dead animals rotting in it, village pond over here. You can wade through that if you want. Again, it's just rough ground and soft cover. So I'll show you the setup of the units. Now, it's very interesting because the rules say that Sam, as the defender, the French, Vive la France, of course, he gets 2 units. One has to be an infantry unit, and one could be any other unit as long as it's not a vehicle that has more than, so it's 7+ is the max armour, so you can't have like a light tank. Now he's gone for his regular flamethrower, who's hiding next to the objective, so that's,
if you want it.
tough. Yeah, if you want it, come and get it.
Yeah, it was a spanner in the works.
And then he's also got a veteran squad, so 8-man veteran with an LMG. Just a BAR in this ruin, just sat right on the objective, holding it. He also got his sniper set up in the spotter phase, of course, after deployment. But we'll just show you, he's overlooking basically the entire map, so that's a really nice position to be in. Now the Russians, they have an interesting rule where they can set up all of their infantry units. That includes HQ and weapons teams. Anywhere on the board as long as it's 18 inches from the central objective or one of Sam's units. And so JP decided to do a kind of refused flank over here, but a very aggressive one at that. He's got an 8-man, is it, SMG veteran squad, sat in the garden, sort of the wall, sort of running up the side of the bombed out hotel, looking towards that objective over there. Also, this is Sam's edge of the board here, technically. This is the one Sam selected. So they're basically blocking Sam's first wave coming on. He also has a 5-man SMG squad, basically probably about 6 inches from the edge of the board. They're veterans as well. And then he's got a regular double LMG, yeah, just on the third floor of this building. It's a lot of blokes on Sam's board edge. But this board edge is free and open. The left flank is sort of much safer to come on. But then JP has he's got his units on the left flank, but not so aggressively. He's got an inexperienced rifle squad just hidden behind.
No, that's the veteran rifle squad.
Oh, is that the veteran rifle with the auto fighter as well?
And then that's the free squad here.
I see.
My
Okay,
situation
yeah, I
is
see. And they're behind the obscuring soft cover, and then he also has a mortar. It was actually a regular mortar with a spotter. He paid for it. Not looked at the list. He built it earlier and hadn't looked at it properly. And then he has his inexperienced squad just behind this bombed out little house on the edge of the village, so it can just advance as a sort of second wave towards that objective. So it's very interesting. JP has a Ziz 3 off the board, a KV2, and a Bren carrier with an inexperienced officer, second lieutenant in it, off the board. And they can come on from this board edge from the second turn. He obviously has to roll and pass an order check to come on.
The Bren is regular.
The Bren is regular. Oh, that's good, that's good.
Officer in the back, that helps.
Yeah, it does help as well. And then Sam has
a lot off.
A lot off. 8 units off the board.
So, for a first wave, I've got a veteran squad with BAR, I've got a regular squad with LMG, and I've got the officer squad because I want to get that rule on the board straight away.
Ah, yeah, so you can start getting the first dice.
Yeah, so I can at least try for it. And in reserve, I've got 2 5-man inexperienced squads because, A, it's a free dice in, isn't it?
Yeah, just get them out, yeah.
Both the vehicles, so I can try this French rule.
Okay, because you don't take a penalty, so they come on a 9 from reserve.
Use
Okay.
every single rule I've got.
Yeah, just try it all out, see what's effective. That's cool. So, it's a good setup. I feel like Sam's under pressure with these French already from the Russians.
That's a lot of Ruskies.
Russians can push onto that objective fast and then castle up. And Sam's going to have to take it back off him, will be my prediction for the first couple of turns. I don't know what these boys are planning, so we'll see what happens. So we'll get the dice in the bag, 11 to 10, 11 French, 10 Russian. And we'll be back when something exciting happens. First dice is Russian, and he's put his LMG squad on ambush, looking down the whole of the French reserve line. Next dice is French, and the sniper is going to take a shot at this little Russian castle over on the ruined tavern. He's going to try and hit the LMG squad that's on ambush, hopefully take 4 dice off them, and a pin makes them shoot worse.
Come on, let's do it.
It's a miss.
Never mind.
He hits the helmet.
Vive la France! I've turned the camera on quick. The inexperienced squad has advanced just into this sort of ruined house here, and they were putting shots on Sam's veterans on this near the central objective. It was 6s followed by 6s, so I wasn't going to film it. But he's actually got 3 hits, 6 initial 6s, and then 3 more out of the 6 rerolls. So
how many did you kill?
Killing on 5s, of course.
Oh,
That's crazy.
Mother Russia.
He
gets 2!
Kill. Can he do an exceptional and kill the BAR or the officer?
he does.
Is that the right one? We'll have to
Sure.
double check that.
We'll double check. It could be.
It was the double 6. I can't believe how many 6 you rolled there. That's all your 6s for the game there. But he's decided to kill the NCO instead of the BAR. So that's a permanent -1 for order checks on this veteran squad. It's not, they're looking outnumbered right now, but they do have a lot of first wave infantry.
I was not expecting that.
Neither was I don't think any of us were. Sam's activating these veterans, hopefully before anything else can happen. It's going to be a fire order.
Do they activate?
Yes, they do. Okay. So the French are shooting at the LMG squad that is awaiting the reserves in ambush.
It's 5 shots. Come on, get some hits.
6 is to hit. He's got one there.
Yeah.
And then it's going to be a 4 to kill here. No, but it is a
Let's
pin.
get another one.
Russian mortar hidden behind this obscuring terrain. His spotter is just over here, sort of on a little bit of forest overlooking the village green. And he's going to call in a shot on the French sniper as it sits in the roof of that building. So it's going to be a 6 to hit. He gets it! Oh, what a start.
So that's 2?
That's going to be 2 hits there. 2's to kill.
Yep.
Regular. It's a
Dice
double
on the bag.
kill, that's a dice.
Oh.
Well, it's off the table anyway. At least
least
he missed with his first shot though. What a kill, what a start. It's going well for the Russians. The French need to get some reserves. Had a rush of dice. They have 1 left in the bag. He's gone down with all his units off the board, and then he's advanced and run on with his infantry and his officer squad on the left French flank. He's basically tried to avoid the ambushing Soviets over here. So I guess it plays into both players' hands.
It plays more into his hands than mine.
Do you reckon?
Yeah.
However, now because this is Sam's last, is it your last infantry squad?
I've got 1 more dice in the bag.
1 more dice in the back, so he's got, and it's the flamethrower over here. So JP's decided to pop his ambush. It's going to be 6s followed by 6s.
It's just to get the dice back.
It's over half range, hard cover, and he's got a pin. There's one potential. No.
Finally.
So the Russians have had a couple of dice. It's now 1 left each in the bag. They're just doing a quick activation now. They're Siberian veterans with rifles and tough fighter. It's 10-man squad, is it?
Yeah, 1 sergeant with the SMG, so there's 9 rifle shots.
9 rifle shots. Now they're advancing over towards the French forces. So it's looking like, I wasn't expecting this. I set up the table. I was expecting people to avoid the more open and use the heavy cover, but it seems like people are going for mobility over cover at the moment, and then maybe a sweep in to the centre of the village later on. They're giving the beans to the inexperienced squad, and it's going to be 9 shots hitting on 6s. Are these guys green?
Yes, they are.
Okay.
Come on, lads. Get killed.
Oh, wow.
There's a hit.
That's a pin.
You want to know what these are, don't you, Sam? That's a kill, and then roll the dice.
Come on, 6.
No, so they're just normal, inexperienced.
normal experience. That's a shame.
Okay, so that is the end of turn 1. Now, the Flamer advanced up behind this wall here. It was just a hair over 6 inches, so the inexperienced squad are safe for now. However, remember the French have their intelligence officer with their HQ squad. He doesn't count as an extra dice, he's attached to the HQ unit. But that means on a 3-up at the start of turn 2, Sam gets to choose to have the first dice out of the bag, so he can double activate that flamethrower. That would have been absolutely hellish if he'd been within range this round, but it still means the flamethrower isn't just totally exposed on that road if you can get the 3 up, and then he's really starting to clear into JP's castle. So the French have positioned well. They've got themselves a presence on the board, facing off against the smaller portion of the Russian forces, more their backline support and their sort of...
It's still a strong castle.
It's still a strong castle. However, the Russians are moving units back towards the centre of the village while still holding a significant presence on Sam's board edge. But he's going to have to get those units moving if he wants to get them in play against the centre of the board. But it is a 6, potentially 7 turn game. Okay, so Sam's decided not to use his intelligence officer ability.
Unfortunately, it seems to be once a game, so
Yeah,
that's it, even if you lose.
Even if you fail the 3-up, then you don't get another attempt to do it. Currently, There's
roll it
10
around.
dice each in the bag, so it's a 50-50 chance. So on a 3-up, that's essentially increasing it only to a 66% chance instead of a 50%
Yay,
chance.
maths.
It's not that big a deal anyway. So we'll see what the first dice is. I'm going to pull it on camera. It's the bag of rattle,
Yeah.
and it is black.
Oh.
Okay, so the Russians are going to be first. We'll be back in a second. Inexperienced squad have taken an advance order. They're going to point blank the flamethrower squad.
Right.
Now, 4 of them are hitting on 5s, is it?
Yep.
And then the rest are hitting on 6s, followed by 6s. So, Sam's elected not to go down. He's going to chance it, but these guys are only regular, aren't they?
They are only regular.
Okay, we're back. 4 shots on 5s.
Oh,
That's a great
of
burst.
course.
First. And then 6s by 6s.
There's another
2.
good potential shot.
Jesus, the squad.
No.
Oh.
Okay, but 3 hits. That's good. That's good. That's all you
Take
need.
out just-
So 4s. Here's
Hold on.
stubborn.
And we
He
go.
kills
gets
1, but Sam's testing for the runaway on a 9 because
Which
he's
is nice.
stubborn. Vive la France, as they say.
Vive la France, let's do it. It's fine, that's
He
the
makes
one.
it.
That's the
Last
one.
dice is going for the Bren with the inexperienced officer in, and it
Yay.
stays off the board there. Sam's decided to give a fire order with the French first dice to the flamethrower squad. He's not. I would have done an advance into the cover, but Sam's relying on small target here, and of course the Bren carrier now can't run on the road and strafe him up.
The fact he's so threatening to JP is enough. He's doing plenty of work just from that.
Okay.
Does he activate? He does, yes.
Yes, he does. 1 pin.
So, hit on a 3. Come on, lad.
Oh,
Oh, cocked.
you can have that.
Oh, there we go. See what we get.
Yes, he has
Yes.
on the 3. Plus 1 pins,
So that's
2 pins.
2 pens. Take a test straight away.
So it's
We
going
can
to be a
re-roll for them not to run away for the Russian.
Yeah, it's not 1 step back. So 6 up with a reroll. He fails. He fails. The inexperienced
Nice, guys.
squad is driven off straight away. The LMG squad were ordered to do an ambush, but instead they foobarred. JP's been done the run version, so he's going to run 6 inches. That's down 2 floors. It may not be that bad after all. French have the next dice, and they are going to just spray back with the inexperienced squad, return the favour on the Russian veterans. So it's 1 pin, but there's an officer nearby, so needing an 8. And he gets it. He's got 6 rifles. The SMGs are out of range.
Just for now. So
What are you hitting on?
over half range. 4.
Soft cover and
So
experience.
6s.
Oh, it's 3 hits. Nice, because they've not
There's the
moved, have
pin.
they? Just a
Well,
fire order.
One
Got a kill.
What's
Is it a
better?
specialist? No.
One dead.
Sacre Bleu, the French have another dice. They've given is this veterans?
Yep.
Veteran squad. An advance order is 8 men with rifles and a BAR.
Yep.
He's shooting at the veterans again.
Sam, these will go down this time.
Oh, you're going down. So
Ooh,
6s followed by 6s on everything. Okay.
Taking them out of the game. I'll take
What's
that.
going to be 5s and 6s? So he's got a couple of
3
chances.
chances.
3 chances.
Any luck?
No. Rolling an advance order on his tank from
Come on, let's
reserve.
go in.
There's no negative here. He just needs a
Ah.
9. No.
Right.
Russian mortar crew are going to pop a shot into the veteran squad hidden in here. It's going to be a 6 to hit. Can they get 2 lucky 6s in a row?
Let's go with that one.
Okay.
Uh-oh.
No. Close. We're about halfway through turn 2. The French have advanced up the left and centre of the board. They've run an inexperienced 5-man rifle squad up along the road and behind this wall here. And as we saw earlier, they've also advanced and fired with 3 squads. Or did you run these guys? Yeah, you advanced those as well.
I fired everyone really.
So he's advanced with 2 regulars and a veteran.
Yeah.
And he's also still got his veterans hidden down here. They're unactivated. The Russians have just had a dice. They're bringing the Ziz on over here. Although there aren't many French units on this side of the board, it just protects him from the Greyhound and the tank. They can come on up here and start bullying his veterans. So I think that's a good choice because he's got 2 veteran units and a regular unit over here that are vulnerable to the tanks when they come on. So all in all, it's all to play for here, but the French are looking very strong on the forested, lighter covered side of the board. Sam's second French inexperienced 5-man squad has gone down when he attempted to bring it in from reserve. He's now going to attempt to bring in his Greyhound.
Come on, Greyhound.
He does get it in. The Greyhound has used this tree at the entrance to the old ruined hotel to cover himself from any KV tanks advancing up the road that might hit him with
Is it
heavy howitzer on that thing.
Yeah, it's a big one.
It's the big 4-inch.
Now, his 2 targets are both in hard cover. He's elected to go for the 5-man veteran SMG squad that are covering his table edge. So 6s to hit.
Yep, so HMG. 1
Yeah.
hit. So that's
And that kills on a 4.
1 4s. There
Yeah,
it is.
that's 1 dead.
Okay.
Okay. Any 6s. 1 hit. Anything else?
5.
Hey!
Yes, it's a kill. Is it a
Can't
specialist?
hit the Sarge?
No.
So 2 dead.
2 dead from the Greyhound. That's nice work on a veteran squad. Veterans have decided it's time for an armoured response. They've got the next dice. They're rolling for the KV2. It's an 8 to bring him on. He
He's
does
on.
get him on. We'll be back. KV has advanced up the road 12 inches. He's going to put the machine gun on the hull into the flamethrower. It can't go down, but he has a small target.
Mathematically, he should die.
Hopefully. And then he's lobbing a shot just between these 2 buildings and into the veterans. It will be soft cover move, so it's going to be a 5 to hit. But again, they cannot go down. This could be a big swing for the Russians. 5 to hit with a heavy howitzer.
Need this.
Yes, a
There
hit.
it is.
Okay. Right, so let's measure this up on the veterans. You've got to maximise it on them, but if you can clip the other guys whilst hitting them all,
No.
you've got to hit all the veterans.
Oh,
Oh,
you
they're
hit
the
them?
inexperienced.
Yeah.
It's these guys at the front. So you are clipping one guy there,
Yep, and all of it.
all the vets. Okay, so 1 inexperienced and all the vets. 7 veterans needing 2.
So 8 veterans.
Oh, 2 survive.
Yeah, it's an 8-man squad. 1 more dice.
3 potentials. 1 more dice, sorry.
1 more dice. It's an 8-man squad.
Oh,
Yeah.
4 potentials.
correct. Every single no.
No.
So
No significant kills, but how many was it? Everyone dead.
everyone but 2.
Everyone
Everyone
but
but
2.
2.
So I'm going to leave the sergeant and the DR, of course. And I've got
Okay.
how many?
That's a heavy blast on the French
Oh.
infantry advance.
Then the D6 pins.
It's 4 pins.
Okay, so thankfully I'm stubborn, so I get to take this at full 10, which is nice.
Oh, that is
That is
nice.
nice.
That is nice.
We love
Yeah,
it.
you
We love
stay in the game. That stubborn is so good. But 4 pins mean,
4
yeah, they're going to
Well,
be
very
rallying
much
next
less,
turn probably. So this is a kill on the inexperienced squad member. So that's 1 guy
no.
dead. The Russian SMG veterans have advanced through the building and they're going to try and spray up this open-topped Greyhound. 6 shots.
Yeah. So it's moved.
That doesn't matter about
Doesn't
moving,
matter.
so it's
Yeah.
just over half range. 4s.
That'll do it.
Okay, so he's got a pin. With the last Russian dice, the Siberian vets with SMGs advanced towards the Greyhound and put a second pin on him because he's open topped. Then it's just 2 dice left in the bag, and they're both French. Sam's advanced out of the footprint of that mortar shell with the veterans that are in the centre of the board next to the objective. Are you shooting with those guys?
No, these guys are just moving up. This isn't off the squad. And this squad's going to blast, this squad's advanced, and this squad's going to blast into them.
Right, okay, so he's just moving his officer squad because he's got the last 2
Yeah.
dice, and now he's going to shoot with these guys. He's already moved them into the veteran squad.
So I
there.
need the round.
7 shots coming into these veterans. Hit on 6s.
Any love? Nothing?
Nothing.
Oh, well.
So at the end of the second turn, the French have lost a veteran squad, which sort of evens the score on this flank. They do have a significant infantry presence in hard cover, pushing up on this objective, covered by a Greyhound. Although that is now pinned, it does still have Recce. The Russians are slowly closing the net or bringing their forces back together with these veterans on the other flank towards this objective, whilst putting fire across on Sam's central units. However, Sam has brought on a really nice sort of central to left castle.
Yeah.
He's kept all his units together, all his reserve forces, and formed a really nice defensive position with which he can push on to this objective, or continue holding it really, because I guess these guys can then advance back to within range of that. However, the Russians have the KV on. They have a really nice base of fire support,
That's a good push
and they've
for
got
them,
tons of veterans ready to push down Sam's flank. And the flamethrower is now dead, so this side of the board is safe from getting rolled up by a flamethrower. So it's all to play for. JP still has a Bren carrier with an officer in, and Sam still has a tank, Sherman, and a 5-man inexperienced squad. So we're going into turn 3 now. We'll get dice back in the bag. Soviet LMG squad that foobarred last time. They're going to try and pass an order check to fire into the inexperienced squad across the road. Right, go on. It's a 5 and a 3, is it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
We'll
We
have to
have
check.
gone down. It was a 9 in total. They're regular with a pin. At least it's not a foobar. But yeah, that inexperienced squad's still encroaching on the objective. Very pleased with himself right now. The French ability for the vehicles to come on without a disadvantage from reserve for the order check. It's just come in. He's rolled a 9 on his Sherman. So he's just going to decide where he's coming on. You advancing, yeah?
Yeah.
The German's moved on. He's popping a shot at the front of the KV as it comes down that road and around the side of that building. He's just in the open and he's in half range. So it's a 4 to hit, which is nice. He needs that. He's also going to shoot his MG into these veterans as they come around this bit of wall. Now I think you're in hard cover there. So it's moved hard cover.
So
Sixes. 4 to hit the KV
Come
in the
on, lad, you got
front.
this.
Yes, it's a hit.
So 10 plus 5 for a medium.
You're within half
Yep.
range, so you need a 5 to glance, 6 to pen. It's a
Right.
nothing.
But it is a pin.
Hold
It's
to
really
him.
important. And then, come on, do
I'm
now.
the tiger in these parts, boy.
It is a pin, JP. You
Hitting
never
on
know.
6s. Come on.
This is against the veterans. It's a
One
nice little
I'll
burst.
take the pin. And
And
it's
it's
a
a
kill.
kill.
Is it anyone special?
No. That is a kill on the veterans as they wade through waist deep murky pond water. Yeah. The Russians are continuing their armoured advance up the centre of the village. They've brought the Bren carrier on. He's going to fire 8 shots on 6s into the veterans that are holding the central house in the village. So, when you're ready, JP.
8 shots.
One hit.
One hit.
There's the pin. It's a
It
kill.
is a kill.
Anyone special? It's 1 BR left.
No.
No. The Russians are shooting their mortar at the veterans in the centre. They have moved out of their original footprint. So it's a 6 to hit again. But he wants to keep them on their toes. No.
Whew.
Another mortar
So
shell goes
undoing.
off nearby. Veterans over here. Now that the French have had a lot of dice and advanced sort of between this building and this building here towards the centre of the objective, he's going to chance a shot at the French officer squad. They are actually caught in the open. Sam hasn't used his intelligent officer yet. So it's going to be, what, 4s to hit over half range?
I've
That's
gone
it.
down to make it 6s.
And you've gone down to make it 6s. They hit the deck.
Yeah, so 9 shots hit on 6s.
He's got a couple in there.
Ooh.
The veterans are ready.
Yeah,
So it is 5s. He's got a
Come
kill
on,
in
Is it anyone
there.
special?
Can I pick
You
out
pick-
the
Here we go.
intelligence officer?
Yeah, he does. Okay, that's lucky.
Fair enough.
So the French don't get to use the intelligence officer. Never mind. It's just
Hey, the dice are nice.
so the KV's going for a fire order. He doesn't even have to twist his turret. He's going to pop a shot into this inexperienced squad. He'd rather shoot better units, but you know, makes sense to shoot at the easiest squad to hit. So it's going to be a 4 if he passes the order check. And then veterans, it's going to be hard cover, so 5s.
Yeah. So, do you have the officer with me?
Booba.
Oh yeah, you ran the officer out previously. Yeah,
he's
you passed it.
That's good.
As soon as that one comes up,
Good start.
Right. Gonna
Okay.
order the fire. Gonna wind the very
Bring the
small
fire.
turret. Neat.
Pop a shot into this inexperienced squad as they advance up around the side of this house.
Okay, so blasting you on a 4, Sam.
Oof.
Come on.
Oh,
Need
Froggy,
some
you take
relief
cover.
here.
Oh yes,
Oh, it rolled onto it.
That'll just be everyone.
Yeah, he's hitting everyone in the squad.
Definitely hit everyone in the squad.
Yeah.
Maybe missing
not
one.
maybe
Missing
missing
one
one.
will survive.
One. Are they stubborn?
No.
No. Oh no. Oh yeah, they're inexperienced.
So how many's in the squad, Sam?
10. No, 8 at the moment. We've been slowly losing men.
That may speed up.
And we'll speed up.
Oh, he's dropping dice. Yeah, I was gonna say that.
Dropping dice, he's excited.
Yeah.
8 dice.
Get some ones, no ones.
Oh, the
No
KV's
ones.
just obliterating
He's
these.
You wanna
just
see if you can take out the
taking
opposite just to make
handfuls
sure
of
they're
men
good?
off the board.
You got one
Okay.
potential.
D6 pins.
D6 pins.
There's 3.
Okay.
The potential.
No.
So I've got 3 pins on an inexperienced squad. Officer is next close by enough, which is
I mean, I guess the advantage of shooting this inexperienced squad is he doesn't get to use his stubborn rule, so it's actually really good
Yeah.
considering the amount of pins you can put out.
So, 1 sergeant left. Can he do this? He does.
5.
8.
Yeah.
Plus the officer's next one. Yes.
Yeah, he passes. So that you've got a 2-man veteran squad there.
And
You've
1
got-
man.
But all of those units are capable of holding that objective, so it's quite frustrating for JP, I'm sure, not actually managing to wiping squads
Still
out.
dice in the bag as
Yeah, it's true, it's true.
Oh, this is the next, isn't it?
5 shots and 5s on the vets.
Gets
1
the
hit.
Oh,
And a
Gets a
kill. 4-man veteran squad, only 1 pin though. They're advancing again out of the mortar footprint inside that building, and then they're shooting across the 3rd burst going in to this veteran SMG squad.
so, got measure. So the BR is in half range now, perfect.
Nice.
But the rest of them out. So the rest of them is moved, pin, over half, 6 of 12 for the 3 rifles. Always a
1
chance.
potential. No.
And then the BR is just straight up 6. No.
No. The last French dice, and this greyhound, he's been waiting in case he has to requiem. Now he's going to give him an advance order. It's 2 pins.
Go on, lad.
And no, he
Nope.
fails and
Thought that
goes
happened.
down. So that's a reverse 6 inches, isn't it?
Yep. Which is actually probably very helpful for me.
I mean, it might back you into the centre of that road.
It does. Yeah.
Oh, it's blocking off the Sherman. Yeah, definitely.
Sherman's gonna have to move.
End of the 3rd turn. And although the French have a significant presence moving up the centre of the board with their infantry, the KV is absolutely dominating the centre of the board, taking fistfuls of infantry off as they advance. The motor pool of the Americans over here is really stopping the Russians from sort of consolidating their forces. So they are quite spread out on a long, thin, flat sort of line, but they are encroaching on this central target as well. The French are certainly dominating that with 1 veteran squad clinging on in this building throughout the game. So it's all to play for here. The French have taken more
We're
casualties,
taking a lot of casualties.
Not a lot of dice off the board.
not a lot of dice lost. So we'll be back for turn 4.
That stubborn's coming in.
Oh, just to mention, at the end of the turn, the last 2 dice for the Russians, they advanced. They couldn't quite get fully over the wall, so they're still going quite slowly. But this veteran squad is now nicely protected as it moves towards the centre of the board. And he also put a burst in with the veteran squad that have just been hidden with their SMGs. He put another pin on the greyhound. The officer is going to snap 2 with the first Russian dice, so it's a 2nd dice out of the bag, but it gets around the KV's slow rule because it's not the first dice of the game, of the turn. Now he's putting his MMG on the hull into the veterans. Sam's decided to go down. I mean, I guess he's...
I'm on the objective.
You're aware that you're on the objective and you're going to get to take a lot of shots. The heavy gun is going against the Sherman.
Just hoping to
Now,
double
it is soft cover, but you can just see him along this road here. So it's a 4 to hit because he's not moving. He doesn't have to roll an order check. 6s followed by 6s on the veterans, of course.
And the reason we're going for this is I can clip the greyhound.
Well, he hopes he can clip the ground.
With the
They
greyhound
think
and
that he
red
can.
one.
I'm saying he can't if we put it on the centre with the template, but we'll see. We'll see.
Come on. KV2.
Right, off the board. He's very excited.
It was a 4.
No! Misses with the big shell. Oh, you needed that. He's hit twice in a row. Yeah.
Usually hits once a game. This is getting ridiculous.
5 shots.
6s followed by 6s.
There's a chance.
Potential.
No.
No.
So the KV for 2 dice does nothing, but he has.
Dice on the bag. Something.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I guess he did. He took a dice out of the bag because you went down over it. Sherman has advanced along the driveway of the ruined hotel. He's now hidden from the KV. It's an interesting manoeuvre, but it really does split the Russians and stop them being able to get a lot of their infantry over and onto this objective. He's still got this squad, but they're far away. He was actually trying to shoot at these guys and force JP to put them down, holding them miles away from that objective. Unfortunately, couldn't see past the darn tree. So he's shooting into this 3-man SMG squad that have been harassing the Greyhound. JP's elected to take another dice out of the bag and go down with them. It's another MMG on the hull against the veterans over here. JP's staying up with this squad because it's only 5 shots and they're in hard cover.
Okay.
So what are you shooting first, Sam?
I'll do the 6s 4x6 as one. So it's just one guy in it. Oh,
It's a
there's
hit,
chance.
potential. Can you do it? No, not quite.
That would have been fun. And then this is just 6s. 1 hit. I'll take the pin. Anyone dead? No. Got a pin.
So he gets a pin on these veterans. It could matter later. The French have another dice. They've advanced with one of their regular squads. These are actually unharmed, unpinned, 10 dudes with rifles and a BAR. And they're shooting over at the veterans over here. He's previously activated with this 2-man veteran squad, the survivors from the first KV shot. So these guys have a pin on them
I'll
already.
do the rifles, hit on 6s. We've moved over half on the soft cover. Nothing. But then from the LMG, which will be 5s. There we go.
2
2
hits,
hits.
nice.
There's that one I wanted.
So 2 pins on those veterans and
one more
another
dead.
kill.
I'll take that.
So he's taken 2 kills
And 2
and
pins.
2 pins.
Let's take that result. It's not a bad one.
The Russians have had a couple of dice. They've advanced the Bren into this ruin. They shot 4 shots. There's no officer in there to fire the second Bren gun, but they only put a pin on the regular squad of Frenchmen in this little garden here. Now what are you doing, JP?
The Ziz is going to fire indirect into the veteran squad.
Come on. Let's do this.
Over here, oh yes, of course.
So,
It's
take
definitely
the
making the
opportunity
move.
while they're already down to hit on a 6.
No.
But they are on a 5 next turn.
Yeah, they're definitely going to
You
have to
fired
move.
at them with the mortar as well, so
Yeah.
if you can get 2 dice early. The regular LMG squad that have been sort of fumbling it for the last couple of turns, they're going for a shot into the inexperienced squad in this central building, trying to thin the French numbers.
So, order test. First.
Order test. He
Hey!
passes. Gets rid of that pin finally.
What ranges are we talking here?
Oh,
it's-
range hardcover.
So it's 6s.
Okay.
Gets a couple of hits.
Oh no.
3s to kill. One. Okay, never mind. He's getting pins on these guys, but you know the French are doing really well
They're
at
doing all right.
stopping the Russians actually get onto this objective. Siberian veterans with rifles. They're being given an advance order. Let's see if all that French pinning has done its job, or the suppressive fire. They're on 2 pins. They need an 8. They
They're
do
fine.
pass. For a push up to the crest of this hill. They're lining up for a charge through the back gate of this garden into those regulars. I predict. I don't know. I predict. However, for now, they're putting some shots out on the 3-man HQ squad. So it's going to be. Have you gone down?
Nope. It's going to be 6s to hit.
6s to hit, 5s to kill, because they are veterans. 2 hits. Very nice. Nothing but a pin.
Just on 2 pins though. It's pretty good.
So at the end of turn 4, the French took a decisive hold of the centre of the board with their infantry. However, for their trouble, they put out a few pins, but the Russian veterans managed to shake those off and advance towards the centre of the board and the French lines, which is looking rather dangerous for the French. The French are also pinned up with every squad essentially having pins. Sam did do a couple of rallies. He managed to clear all the pins off the 2-man veteran squad. He went down with the officer squad, but he cleared all the pins off the Greyhound as well, and he got 1 pin off. He's got 1 pin remaining from a rally on the remaining inexperienced guy.
1 pin left.
So you've got tons of different infantry dice that can score on this objective. Some of them are small target as well. The French have just done really, really well with the positioning of their motor pool. It's just blocking off the approach to the objective there. So very interesting. It's all to play for. We're going into the later part of the game now, turn 5. So we'll get the dice in the bag and we'll be back soon. Going into turn 5. I'm going to draw the dice right now. It's 9 each. Not many kills so far this game because of all the heavy cover probably. It's been quite the game of manoeuvre. It is a black dice.
This would have been what my officer would have been for.
Yeah, the Soviets have really...
this would be the time to bust it if it wasn't dead. This would be the time to roll it off.
There's a lot of choices for the Soviets here. We'll be back in a sec. The Soviets have decided to go for a big swing on the first dice. This guy who's closest, he's just going to run directly through the gap there, lined up. He's within 12 inches of that guy there. So he just needs to pass an order check. He was tempted to try and shoot at them first, pin them up a bit more, because he is going to have to take Overwatch. But he thought, if that guy gets killed, Sam can just remove him and it would be really difficult. Then he'd have to charge over the barricade with his closest guy. And, then he's only going 6 inches, he's not reaching. So, okay, it is now a leadership check.
Veterans with a pin.
Will you go down? It's a 9. Makes it an 8. Okay, Overwatch first.
Okay, so I'm going to wait till he gets down the hill. It'll still be soft cover. Everything's in half range, so it'll just be 5s.
5s to hit.
With the pin.
With the pin, okay.
Okay, there's a few.
There's a little burst there.
Come on, the
4
veterans
hits.
can hold out here.
Any luck? 1 dead.
1 kill.
Yeah,
that's not
that's
too bad at all. Okay, so they both clear their pins. And then move that guy into engagement and just move the rest in afterwards. Get them model to model as much as you can, 12 inches. And then we'll be back. First guy's chucking a grenade in. So striking first.
So we've got 6 men hitting you first. Oh, a tough fighter. Okay.
6-man tough fighter.
Oh.
Killing on 4s.
10-man squad though, so hopefully at least get some smack back.
Yeah, if he gets unlucky, you might be able to do it.
You never know.
Come on. Come on. Stab these fucking French bastards. Man, I'll say that.
I mean, you have now. It's
So we can record.
Oh no!
It's
Only 1 kill. He gets an extra roll to the fighter on the squad.
No!
Oh no!
Alright, let's do it.
There's a good turn
I'm not using
around.
these though. Actually, I will do it.
So you've got how many left in that
So I've got
squad?
9 left.
Oh, he needs 5s here.
Any 5 will do. There's 2.
There's
Done
2
it.
there. He's done it.
Done it.
Oh
1 for
no!
2, I'll
The
take
Russian
that.
Siberian veterans, they've charged in there.
Oh.
The French tenacious defence has fended them off, and that's a lot less infantry now that
thank you for
JP
being with us,
has
man. Much appreciated.
available. Wow. Okay, that's heavy. He
Uh,
really needs to get
I'll take this
these
guy.
2 infantry squads in the game. The French Sherman has decided to push the advance onto these Soviet veterans that are near the centre objective. He's going for all MMGs here, so that'll be 10 shots, is it?
Yeah, but
no
it's gone down.
No pintle mounted. It would have been 5s for point blank, but he's gone down.
Any luck? There's 2 potentials. Come on, just one up pin. Keep getting some pins.
No,
That's a
no
shame.
luck on 6s, followed by 6s there. But it is a dice out of the bag, and I guess it's only turn 5. You've still got another chance to get onto that objective. You've got to clear him off it as well, JP, to win. Going for an advance order on the veterans in the building. He needs to move them out of the footprint. It will also move them out of controlling that objective.
Yeah,
Um,
unfortunately.
But he's got 2 HE units,
Targeting them. It's going to be rough.
both
this day.
indirect hitting on 5s.
So we activate.
They
We do.
do activate, so it's
Perfect.
just going to wiggle them around a bit and shoot at some Russians, I guess.
I'm going to shoot a Brennan carrier. Why
Shoots
not?
the
Try
bag and try and
get
pin it
one.
up. So
Yeah.
6s followed by 6s on that squad. And he just popped one guy out of the door there, but he missed with everything, so no pins. This is now going for a shot past the edge of that obscuring cover into the Sherman. It's going to be
I was too confident
a
then.
5 to hit. Forgot about the Ziz there.
Yeah. Could have put myself a little bit further back, but I didn't.
That hard cover,
Come on.
but
Yeah.
no.
Ooh. Good.
Just whistles past.
French reinforcements have failed once again to come on the board. That 5-man inexperienced squad just cannot read a map. It's now the Russians' turn, and they're popping a mortar. Who's shooting at?
Still going after those veterans. Just keep them
Still
moving.
going after the 4-man veteran squad.
Yes. Keep it
Okay,
going.
can you get the lucky 6?
Come on.
No. JP's LMG squad has been given an advance order. He's hopped down to the ground floor. He's popping shots over at this inexperienced squad again that is defending the central objective.
So the rifle 6s by 6s. Nope.
Nope.
2 LMGs. That's
Couple of hits
2.
there.
Uh-oh.
He's not gone down.
That's
There is 2 kills.
Any more
Can you
special?
get an, yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is. Taken outside, of course.
Yes.
Anyone who's special.
So the sergeant of that inexperienced rifle squad
That-
is dead.
So that would mean they're probably wrapped the rest of the day.
They're heavily pinned in there. Both players are going for some big moves this turn. The Greyhound has advanced all the way up the road. He's going for a point blank shot on the KV-1 and on the veterans here with the pintle mounted HMG. He can get a glance on the KV-1, so he could. If he's very
That's what I
lucky,
want.
he wants a pin. If he gets a 6, he could set it on fire, and then who knows?
Come on, does he get hit? Oh,
Misses on one.
No.
Hits a pothole.
Uh-oh. And then hit on 5s. 1 hit.
He's got a
I'll
hit.
take the pin. Something.
Killing on a 4.
No, just
No.
a pin.
That's a shame. That's a complete wasted turn.
Oh no.
He hasn't done well this game.
Well on our way through turn 5 here. There's been quite a few dice back and forth. Just prior to that Greyhound, the officer did a fire order over on this squad attempting to get a pin, as did the Bren carrier. However, both failed to get a pin on the veterans. They are still on 2 there. The KV is going for a run. I'm struggling to work out how to phrase this because essentially what he's doing is he's charging the Greyhound. He's going to try and crush him, run him over.
And park the KV-2 on the objective.
So the players have to have a dice off.
Yes. Once he's
Sam,
made contact with us,
Yes.
it's the dice off where he gets to add his damage value and I have to have mine. So it's a 7 to 10. Let's do this.
So
Plus-
what colour dice do you have,
I have
Sam?
blue.
I have a black.
Okay.
Colour 1.
Blue for liberty. 4.
Oh,
It's
a
that's
draw. We
You
both damage each
lose.
other.
You both damage each other.
So we come to immediately hold. You roll. So JP rolls on the full damage chart. I roll on the glancing chart.
I see, right. Oh, because you're a
I'm
lower
like-
class than him, you can only glance him. Okay, so JP gets to roll. Because they drew, they
Both
both
lose.
lose. So JP rolling against the Greyhound on a pen chart. He does knock him out.
What do I get in return? Anything good? A 3 minus 2.
He just
down.
stuns him with 2 pins.
Ah, that's a shame.
I guess it's only 1 pin because he's not actually taken a hit, has he? It's the last Russian dice of turn 5. The French still have 3 in the bag.
Maybe not after this.
They're advancing their 3-man SMG squad out behind this little bit of soft cover, and they're shooting up the inexperienced squad. That's now a 3-man squad with 2 pins.
Yeah, I'm not going to go down.
6 shots. 7 on 6s.
Yep, knocking them down.
Nothing.
Experienced squad with 2 pins and missing the NCO. They're going to try and advance up and take the place of those veterans in order to hold the central objective at the end of turn 5.
No,
and
we
they
go
go down.
Heavily go down.
French regular squad. They remain unpinned. They've just advanced up. They're going to be shooting at this 3-man veteran squad who've broken out from the hard cover into the soft cover.
There's
Let's
one
go
hit.
ahead.
I'll take 1 hit, I guess. Nothing.
kills.
And then 2 on 6s.
No.
That's disappointing.
French just need to get those kills on the
They're
Russians.
just not hitting or killing. We are hitting.
They're hitting, but they're just not getting the wounds. And with that, it's the end of turn 5. Both forces pushing into the centre of the battlefield. It's becoming a really close tooth and nail fight. They've both got tanks, really, really danger close to each other. They've got veterans and other infantry, all within dashing distance of that objective. On the left French flank, they continue to push up with various small units, but most of them are now on 1 or 2 pins only. They exchanged fire with the Bren carrier. The Bren's got no pins there. The French did retain a couple, and then they both lost a unit.
Yes.
You lost the Greyhound, and the Russians, what did you lose?
The veteran
The
squad.
veterans.
The veteran squad. Oh yeah, at the start when they failed the charge in the valiant French defence. So that makes it 8-8. They're going dice for dice, and it's even Stevens going into the potentially final turn. The first dice of turn 6. They're advancing the Sherman. He's twisted and he's got within point blank range and in the open, straight into the front of that KV there. Not quite in the side. You can just clip this veteran squad within 45 degrees.
So I'm just going to punch the machine gun rounds into him. Why
Yeah,
not?
why not 5 shots?
So, come on,
Into the
3 up.
KV.
Oh,
No, he misses on a 3 up.
Let's take
Smoke from the Greyhound.
There's a reason I don't take Shermans. This
Move
is
but
it.
point blank.
He's a cursed Sherman.
Grim, that's unfortunate. Just needs to glance
So
him.
5's for the vets. 1 hit, is that really? This tank's not doing well at all this game. 1 kill though.
One kill on the vet and a pin. It could make all the difference there. The French regular squad have decided, still unpinned, to clamber into the first story of the ruin up here. They're going to shoot down into the 3-man veteran squad that are pushing onto this objective.
So
The
this is
Soviets have decided to go down, play for the 7th turn on this squad, keep them as backup.
7 shots coming in. Pin on 6 on the 6s. This is wrong, everyone. Nothing.
Veteran squad though are going to once again advance and move out of the footprint of the mortar shot, resetting it to a 6. They put some shots into this veteran squad, but 6s followed by 6s with 5 shots failed. So advancing out of the building, ready to run turn 7, but they're shooting with the LMG squad into the inexperienced squad again. They're on 2 pins already. If he gets a couple of kills, he could drive them out to turn 7 as well.
Yeah. Just good job I went down. Very good job I went down. Jeez.
Can he get another 6?
He does.
Yes, he can. Okay, so he's got a pin on them.
Don't want to make me a small
I
target.
can't make them run, but he
Make it a
can
small
make them a
target.
small target.
Yeah.
Yes, he does. 2-man inexperienced small target. 3 pins and no NCO, Sam. Into the mid of turn 6 now. It's getting pretty spicy. The Bren carrier is just going to try a simple 4 shots to kill off this 2-man veteran squad. Yeah, 4 shots and 5s.
Ooh,
1 hit.
1. Okay.
That's all he needs. Can we get a 5? No. Okay, so JP's firing at the veterans with the mortar. It's another 6 up.
Come
Can
on.
he get it on the
Come
6th turn?
No.
No, he
Yeah.
cannot. You really need to dig these Frenchmen out of their little barricaded house here. French have finally brought on their final 5-man inexperienced squad.
Yeah.
And
Maybe just in time, who knows?
who knows? So they've run 12 inches up the road. They're certainly within a sprint of that objective. Is it the final Russian dice?
No, there's 2 left.
2 left. He's advancing with the KV, hopefully if he can pass an order check. Your officer's nearby, so it is a 9. Just hidden away, isn't he?
It's just hidden away.
He gets it just about, thanks to the inexperienced officer hidden just inside this building. Advanced over the wreck of the Greyhound. He's going to pop a shot straight into the front of the Sherman at point blank range. It's going to be a 3 to hit. Where are you putting your MMG? Into the veterans?
Got to get them off the objective.
That's point blank as well. So that'll be 5s for the veterans. They're not down, are they?
Nope.
5 for the veterans and a, what is it, a 3 for the
3 for the Sherman. Come on.
Yes, he gets the hit. It's pen 4, so he needs a 5 to glance and a 6 to pen.
He's good. He's good.
Doesn't get his own guys. We'll check with the template. A 4 plus a 4 is an 8 in the front. That is nothing. You get 86 pins though. It's 6 pins. That is heavy. That's going to make it very difficult for Sam to win the game now. They've both got a tank parked on that objective, just point blank shelling each other. Wow, okay. They've got
5 MMG shots.
5 MMG shots into the veterans on the objective.
Come on. Gets
1 hit.
So that's another pin.
Nothing. How many pins have they got now, Sam? 2 pins.
These vets have been here all game on this objective, just saying.
Sam's remaining 1 inexperienced guy from the KV. He's facing his fears and he's dashing round the side of the hill, round the side of this building behind the KV, just getting closer to that objective. It's another unit that the Russians, the Soviets, have to deal with there if it goes to turn 7. So Ziz is taking another shot at the Sherman over here. Right, okay, so the good old-fashioned anti-tank shell
Anti-tank
from the
shell.
Ziz into the side of the Sherman.
Come
He misses. Okay.
There's still a chance.
I hope this goes to turn 7. Syrian veterans are activating. Is this your last dice?
on.
No, he's still got the officer behind them. They're on 2 pins, but because of the officer, it's going to be a 9 to pass the check. You're giving them a run order.
Run order. Yes.
Okay. And who are you attempting to
The
charge?
veterans. They're going to try and spike the
You
veterans
reckon?
out the
We've been
building.
umming and ahhing all game. Is that 6 inches? We're about to find out.
Let's go.
He passes the order.
Three
Let's
balls.
get the tape measure. Okay, this could win the game for the Soviets' turn. Soviets actually were about 7.5 inches away, so they've just gone as far as they can towards those units in the building there. Dice. The cunning Russians have, the officers gone on an ambush order. Put on fire there, but ambush order, looking at that objective just in case, because Sam has a lot of small squads. So you've got 2 dice left, Sam. Your first one, you've rolled
Just
your
go-
order checks already,
Yep,
didn't you?
so I'm just going to run these guys over and point blank keep your iron hard cover this little squad here.
And this is your veteran
This is
officer
my
squad.
my officer squad. So we're in point blank. So we're just going to open fire on.
3
So choose the
SMGs,
4s. Yeah, so
6 shots on 4s.
6 shots on 4s. I'll take that. Let's do this. Okay, I need the 4s apparently.
3 hits, that's nice.
25s. Nothing.
nothing.
Can't seem to grab the bullets.
Close. You
And then-
needed that.
I'm going to follow up with the next squad essentially.
3-man French veteran squad. They've no pins on them now. They've advanced just into behind this building, behind this window on the building. They're going to try and point blank the Soviet SMG squad that sat on the objective.
So-
No ambush.
3 shots. Move point blank, so 3s, then plus hard cover 5s.
No
Come
hits,
on.
so it's the end of turn 6. The Russians are encroaching on this objective. Russians are looking to clear the French off if the game goes on to turn 7. But currently, they both have infantry units within 3 inches of the objective. They both have a tank covering it as well, so it is currently a draw if the game ends now. In terms of second waves, the Russians have finally managed to pull these units out of this building over, or this ruin over here. So they're ready to dash onto the objective, and the French, of course, have finally managed to dash a couple of reserve units on there as well. I think they already have 2 units in this building.
1 unit on this.
One unit on the objective and another one just sat behind. So it'll be a close range bloody round of assaults, I imagine, if it goes to turn 7. Shall I roll the dice?
Yeah, go.
Yeah, do it.
Okay. So 4 up, it goes on to turn 7. I'll roll the big dice. It does go on. It's a chance for the Soviets to win this. And maybe the French can think of something to get them out of this pickle. They've been winning it all game. Can the Soviets snatch it from them? Dice of turn 7. And the Soviets are going to do a run order. They need to pass an order check, but on a 9, thanks to their officer. He's got it a lot of the time, yeah, that's for sure. So if he pulls this off on a 9, you can charge into those veterans. They will fight at the same time, though. He's got it off.
Damn it.
So he's going to be dashing into that building there and just fighting those 4 veterans. Second time the Soviets have rushed a veteran squad into this French castle. Can they pull it off this time? They've got 6 tough fighters, and you've got 4 without tough fighters. Okay. It's been a great...
So that's 4 gone already. That's the
Yeah.
whole squad wiped.
5. Oh no, you're veterans, yeah.
So the whole squad's been wiped. We get one back, 1 back.
1 back, so you don't manage to do that. So the Russians, you need to do a d6 consolidate. So it managed to dash 2. It'll be able to take control of the bottom floor of that building and close on that objective. There are still a few more units that can dash around. That is a good clinching manoeuvre there. Ranging his men with 2 men left outside that building, just to block off Sam's veterans and regulars from dashing onto that objective there. So they're going to have to do a charge there. So JP forced the charge there, and the charge is what Sam's going to give him. Vive la France! They're sending in the officer group. It's 3 veterans versus 5 veterans. But because JP decided to stay out there, Sam is going to strike first because he's not defending.
Come on, lads. Got
It's
1.
1 kill.
Tough fighter, come on.
Tough fighter, it's 1 kill.
Oh, this is bad.
It's 4 back.
Oh, no.
He's striking first. Nothing! He's done it! He's cleared out that veteran SMG squad that's been
And do we go on to the objective?
working
Laura?
their way all the way to that ball
We
game.
move 4 to the objective.
4 inches.
Yeah.
He's going to hop on and take the other veteran squad's place. What a manoeuvre. I knew this would be a back and forth close combat round if we got to it. Amazing. The Soviet LMG squad, they're going for a run order here. They've really come a long way this time. Can't do an Overwatch because they're within 6 inches and they're in the open, so the regulars will be striking before the inexperienced. Will this be a noodle fest?
I've
We'll
got
find out.
1 tough fight with the SMG.
Oh, nice.
Oh, nice. Oh, hello. So we've got tough badass over here.
So the LMG will be the blue dice.
Okay.
And the
SMG.
SMG, sorry. Yeah. And then the 4
You need them freeze.
other dice.
Not hard with inexperience.
Okay, you've got 3 kills, including a tough fighter.
Roll a tough fight.
3
So I've got
kills.
2 kills back, so I can't win this either way.
Only got 2 guys.
Yeah.
And
Don't
no
get a kill.
kills in
We weren't
return.
expecting a
So
charge.
he's headed those guys off as they run up the road,
Dice out the
leaving
bag for me.
himself with an SMG veteran squad, hopefully within dashing range
They're going
of that objective.
consolidate D6.
Oh, D6 consolidation, what'd you get?
I'll roll it here for you.
It's 4 inches, that's nice. I don't think they're going to get onto that objective, but they can
Yeah, they can at least
do stuff. Carrier sat in this little ruin here. He's going to strafe up this inexperienced guy. It's 4 shots, hit on 6s because Sam's decided to go down with him. So that takes him away from being able to score this turn.
nothing.
No hits, but Sam, now he's hit the deck with that guy. He won't be running onto the objective, so he can't act as backup. He has gone for an advance order. He's unpinned now, was he? Didn't need an order check. He's going to try and hit the Sherman in a blast. He's got 2 chances to knock him out. Once with the D3 pins, if he can get 9 pins in total, the crew will abandon it. And also he could get a glance on a 4, pen on a 5 or a 6. So you need to hit first. It's a 3, right? Move for point blank.
Move point blank 3,
Yeah.
yeah.
He gets the one! Oh, he just can't turn that turret quick enough. Sherman gets out of the way there. Okay, he's got his MG firing, but I'm not sure there's anything he can target there. Oh, got it.
So I can't assault him now. That's a
But,
shame.
well, you could assault him, but it'll be 6s to hit him.
Yeah.
But an experienced squad that's been clinging on
These
for
are
most of the game. Oh, these are the vets.
These are the 2-man vet squad.
Oh,
Yeah,
nice,
yeah.
off from earlier. Oh, cool. So they've dashed through there, and now who they're shooting at?
Turn the SMG guys. See if
Into
he
the
can stop
SMG
him running
guys.
onto the objective.
Because he could even potentially get charge on that guy if he's lucky.
So they move. Soft colour, so just 5s. 2 hits.
2 hits.
Come on, 2 kills, 1 kill.
1 kill on the
And a
veterans.
pin. That might
That
sting
is
in my
useful
favour.
though. Sam's going for a run order. He's going to try and charge this squad in the open with his inexperienced squad.
Do we activate? We
No,
don't.
go down.
I mean,
Attempting to block off this veteran squad from charging his veteran lieutenant that's holding the objective. He's now going for the second stage of his game-winning cunning plan.
Probably
hopefully.
won't work, but I'll try.
Unfortunately, the tanks, the KV-2s are already advanced. It would have been nice to charge him and hit him on 4s. It's going to be 6s. And you need to
Fringes.
pass a tank fear test on a -3. So they're regular, so you need a 6, right?
Come on, lads.
And no, they fail
We
it
just-
and go down.
Yeah, we failed your order.
Never mind, you've still got your infantry unit on that objective. That puts the French essentially sat on a draw there. Now, that's their sort of final ace up their
yeah.
sleeve. But the Russians do have a way to win the game here. They've got a Ziz, they could knock out the Sherman, and they could certainly, well, probably, we haven't measured it, get a charge veteran on
missed the
veteran
mission,
there.
you do.
And if he gets that off, he would win the game, clearing the tank and infantry squad. So
Go for
French have had their go. Now let's see if the Russians can get lucky and have another go. Going for a run order on this now 2-man SMG squad. They've got 2 pins. We have measured it. Now he's given the order and he can get into Sam's command squad.
You never know.
You never know. Trying everything they can.
trying for the win. Come on, Soviets.
They activate.
Pass.
So no dice.
Okay, so he's dashing those 2 over there. Then you're striking first, JP. You've got 2 attacks with Tough Fighter. Sam's got 3 attacks with Tough Fighter currently.
Yes.
Come on.
Medium 5s.
Seeing 5s.
Nothing.
Come on, lads.
This could be another failed Soviet charge.
Nothing.
Nothing.
We
The
carry on
fight
fighting.
continues.
But now we
Is that
fight at the
safe?
same time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
We can wipe each other.
They weren't trained in the art of the stabbing.
That's a
One
kill.
kill.
Can he get Tough Fighter?
Yes, he
does.
can. So he can kill 2 of Sam's.
I need to kill
You-
2.
You've killed
one
2.
squad.
Do you have Tough Fire as well? You do.
I do. There's only 2-man squad. 2-man.
Ah, you've wiped him and been left
Yes.
with 1 yourself. Very nice. Okay, so the French fight off another charge into their little castle there. They've held it all game, although the original veterans are long since dead. Are they? Yes.
Just about.
Yeah, well, they are, and it's fit. The French bodies and body parts litter the ground around here from a horrendous assault from the Russians, but they couldn't quite clear them off that objective there. And they are going for a Ziz shot on the side of that Sherman again. He's on 6 pins.
Come on.
It's a hit in the side, and so he needs now.
A 3 to glance.
No, his strength 5. Yeah, 3 to glance.
3 to glance, 4 to.
4, 5, or 6 to pen. Oh no!
It just bounces. Have to
That
pin though.
bounces. So,
That's a draw.
with that, it's the end of a long turn 7 slog. Both players have tried their best. First manoeuvring around the objective, slinging some shots at each other. The French were taking heavy casualties all the way through the game. And although they did fail to hold on to the win, the Soviets just could not clear the French off their home turf. And it ended up being a draw in the centre of the objective. To be continued, you might say. Who knows? Fade to black. What?
I need a bigger gun.
both players having chances to win all the way to the end, doing everything they could to clear off those tanks. It's very interesting because tanks can't win you the game, but they can stop you from scoring because it's any unit. It has to be clear of any unit within 3 inches. Learn a lot. What do you feel about the French, Sam?
They're not as powerful as the Yanks, as not surprising, but they are fun to use.
Yeah?
Yeah, they're fun.
Play more French?
Yeah.
Nice.
Try that again, why not?
Yeah, why not? So that was cool. I mean, I thought they were quite interesting. What were the other rules you had?
So the other rules I had was the 3 10-man infantry squad from every 2.
Ah, yes.
Fight you get 1
I
free.
mean, the mass infantry certainly helped you get the
It really
draw.
did. And being able to put stubborn on my units, that really helped as well.
Oh yeah, the stubborn.
And
So
that's all I got.
I mean, but the stubborn mass
helped.
infantry really did help you stay in the game there and hold that objective with multiple small units. So in the end, I think the French were quite good. But don't the other French get a free howitzer or something?
Yeah, the other French get 3 hours.
So maybe try those guys out as well. See what you. Although you're not using the American uniforms, then, are you? Anyway, a lot to take away from that. It was an interesting game, a heavy slog through a lot of built-up area. But yeah, will be a good game, guys.
No, yeah, good
Truly,
game.
GG. And it was a draw. So I hope you guys at home found it interesting and entertaining. Don't forget to give us a like and subscribe if you haven't already. And so this has been the Scholar Progenium. Thank you very much for your time. Goodbye.